Hi everyone. I thought I'd do a vid on presumptions and expectations. Let's see, just start off with presumptions being ideas you make in your own head, and they're like facts and presuming things. So there you go, it's presumptions. And expectations are the goals you put on yourself that if you fail, you'll lose something from, but that's a fake concept as well because you never fail, there's only results in situations. Alright, so for me, I find that when I finally got to the mindful point when I could actually see if I was being presumptuous or if I was putting expectations on things or myself, I realized that they were holding me back. All of them were, and to a big degree, especially with work, for one thing. They tend to be amplified by whatever you've been brought up with. And well, my dad, he he's a workaholic, really. He's a good man and he works hard, but he brought up in a family where if you're not working, it means you're lazy, and I mean like 24/7. If you're awake and you're not working, that's being lazy. Anyway, so I used to really struggle with work environments because I had the presumption that I had to be perfect and I had to get it right. So the amount of anxiety and stress I was putting on myself was just obliterating my ability to actually function and work properly. Once I stopped doing that, I found some environments where it was more of an encouraging learning environment where my boss happened to understand that I didn't know these things and that I needed to be taught them, and he wouldn't berate me about it. He would just go, "Oh, you don't know that, do you?" And he would stop and explain and watch me do it once and then let me do it, and now and then come back and check on me. I found this was a very good environment to learn to stop being presumptuous. And expectations as well. I stopped putting expectations on myself after that. I just, instead of thinking what I needed to be and how I needed to do it, I just started going, this is how I think I'd do it, and this is how I would do it. And even though some of my work is different and the way I go about it's different, my boss has been very good, and he looks at it and he goes, well, it works, it meets the parameters, it's fine. It doesn't matter. It's not a bad piece of work. It doesn't change his quality of work. He would just outline. He also learned that to outline the parameters for what was needed, like why we needed it and how. And then I would go, okay, and I would apply my own logic to it and my own style of how to do it. So that worked out pretty well. Also, presumptions and expectations in relationships and friendships and just social situations as well. Like, we all basically know that you shouldn't worry about what other people think because that it's other people, and the people that really care about you won't care about the things that make you different. And don't let anyone else tell you otherwise. I know for a fact, like, through high school, I kept trying to meet other people's expectations, and I found that I wasn't being myself in the situation. I was pretending to be something they wanted, and I kicked that habit pretty quickly because I was just like, no, this is not it. This is not me, and it was making me into a drone and not the person I wanted to be. And so when high school ended, I kind of just started going around and being in heaps of different groups and looking for people that I would connect with in that way. And I did find them. Like, I found my best friend Luke, and he's a fucking amazing guy. And he never has an expectation on me or a presumption. And this is just because of the way he's been brought up. He's been brought up so laid back that he doesn't do that. He just doesn't apply them. He's got his wants and desires, and he acts on them. He never expects it of you. He just acts on what he wants. And this is me come off as selfish, but this also gave me a clear line of what he wanted without expectations on me. And so I could react the way I wanted to and we could be very respectful of our own areas. We, it works quite well like that. Also, in pretty much works in every other type of relationship, like whether it's your kid or whether it's you with your parent or you with a friend or you with a girlfriend or a girlfriend with a boyfriend, so on and so forth. I know for a fact that I can't remember the girl at the moment, and if I let my expectations and my presumptions to go onto it, I realize that I tend to start nitpicking and stuff, and I've been very aware of this relationship, and I've just gotten rid of it all because she treats me like without expectations. She just the only thing she expects from me is to be me, and that's brilliant. I love that. I'm really quite happy with it at the moment, and so you really got to be careful about your own expectations and your own assumptions. You also find that if you're unaware of it, other people will try to put theirs on you. I recently had a friend who I had a really good time with, but she started really being obsessive about some situations, and it was putting a strain on the relationship because, frankly, I thought everything had gone fine and we had a good time, had a great time and hung out and everything, and I was completely content with how it went down. Like it got a bit messy, but it was still a lot of fun, and I really enjoyed our time. And that didn't change for me, but I found that when she started getting obsessive about it and uncomfortable and confused, she started trying to put those on me as well, and I found that I was starting to fall for that habit. But I stopped it and let it go, and when she persisted, I stopped her and I had a nice chat with her. I was just sitting down and was like, "Look, I don't think anything bad happened. It was good fun. We had a great time, and at the end of it, I'm still a good friend, aren't I?" And she was like, "Yeah," and she realized for herself that she was overanalyzing things and getting into her own head about it. And I hope she's doing better, but frankly, it was all about it. At the moment, I'm talking about me. So at the end of it, I come out at the end, and I'm quite happy. I was just happy for it all to happen. I've been really quite content lately, I have to say. I think it's because I kind of found my niche. For anyone who doesn't get that, I found my spot, found my mind, my mindset, what makes me me, and how to be happy and get um, enjoy every experience, even if it is a bad experience, and be able to make something good out of it. Actually, that's a talent of mine, turning situations to my advantage, even if they're bad situations. I've always been able to do that. Not a bad trick to learn, so I recommend it. Okay, so what else? Well, basically the point of this bit is to say that expectations are quite dangerous and they're egotistical things. And if you don't get where I'm coming from, in my school of thought, ego is a purposeful part of you. It has its purpose. It's your fight or flight kind of situation. It's the thing that saves you if you've got no knowledge of the situation and it's going bad and you need to react somehow. But it also is very unproductive in a creative, self-expressive situation and desires and society at the moment, I guess. Um, Most people who tend to start fights at parties and pubs and stuff tend to be people who are driven by their ego because they're obviously feeling fears of inadequacy and they're obviously trying to express some pain they have. And so, if you look at it, it's really not that they're a bad person at all. It's just that they're conflicted and the confliction's getting so out of control and they're not thinking about it. They're not stopping and going, wait, why am I being upset about this? And realizing that it has nothing to do with the person they're getting angry at. Anyway, this is why I can talk my way out of any fight. I happen to have a little bit of a talent at that as well. And a lot of times I've just stopped them and sat them down and just been like, look, what is upsetting you, mate? Am I doing something wrong? And this is usually when they're like, no, and like, great thing about logic is you can't fault logic. Though a lot of people try. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this vid, and I'm about to make another one on Ooh, hold on, I'll remember this. I'll get back to you on that one. All right, bye.